Well, welcome back to Crosstalk. I'm with Jonathan Feldstein of Heart to Heart. We've been talking about blessing Israel in tangible ways. We talked about that people can obviously donate blood, they can donate finances towards blood, they can plant trees, they can help out with some of the different humanitarian aid things. You work with Magen David Adom, and you guys are the emergency medical, and you supply the blood that's necessary. Now, I follow the news, and I know that Israel recently actually built a clinic, a medical clinic right there on the border, specifically to be able to treat the people in Gaza that have been injured in this conflict.
Right.
And that's something that I don't think you'd see that in any other nation on earth, to set up and use your own resources to basically help the people on the other side of the conflict.
That's correct.
You guys supply blood. Blood's, it's needed in Israel. Do you pick and choose who you're supplying that blood to?
We're supplying blood to people who need it. Whoever's in an Israeli hospital and needs it, and that person may be an African refugee, it may be a migrant worker, it may be a Jewish, Christian, or Muslim, or Druze or Baha'i Israeli, it may be a Palestinian injured in a car accident, or it could be a Syrian who's a victim of his or her civil war that's been going on for 4.5 years.
Yeah. So if one of these rockets or one of these little homemade bombs that the Palestinians are using, that Hamas is using, if they throw this and a bunch of people get injured, there's a good chance if they can get to a hospital and it's on the Israeli side, they're going to the Israeli side because they know that they're going to be treated regardless of the side of the conflict they're on.
Yes, and I've witnessed it in times of non-conflict. I don't want to say peace because we've never had a day of peace, but in times of non-heavy conflict, I've witnessed medical transfers at checkpoints where Palestinian patients can't be treated in their own hospitals, or whatever reason they may be going to an Israeli hospital. I've witnessed at the Gaza border both patients coming into Israel, and I've witnessed the return of bodies of people who didn't make it, which is so telling about the state of Israel. Not only do we sanctify life, but we even have respect for the deceased. And when somebody doesn't make it, we're not just throwing the body out, we're sending them back with respect in an ambulance that was donated by Americans from here to take them back to be interred and with their family.
So right now, especially during conflict, you guys are in a shortage of blood supply.
I'm not there now. I couldn't say if there's a shortage or not. I can say that there's a great demand. And in fact, you hit a vein, so to speak, because typically when there's a shortage in Israel, one of the challenges in saving lives is we can't go out and say that there's a shortage, because that will invite one of our neighbors to go put on a suicide belt and blow him or herself up on a bus, knowing that there might not be enough blood to treat all the victims. So we don't really tell people when there's a shortage or not. We just need to get the message out.
Constant demand.
There's a constant need, 12 to 1,400 units a day on a normal day. And today, Israelis know, and Americans visiting Israel know, that by making a donation of life, giving a unit of blood, is physically saving some of the soldiers who have been injured in the front line.
So what about, I know that Israel has been very intentional about not just being a good other opponent in this conflict,
right,
but they actually still care about the people on the other side
deeply
of this conflict. And do you guys give some of that blood, the precious blood, to people from the Hamas side of things?
Strangely enough, at the beginning of the current ground operation, it was offered. I don't know I don't know if it ever happened before, but this month, blood was offered from Israel to the Palestinians, and because we're about saving and sanctifying life, and they refused.
We live in crazy times. And when I read the scripture, I will bless those that bless you and curse those that curse you, all I can do is relate that scripture to what I see in my world today. And how I bless Israel, or conversely, how I curse Israel, it matters. And I want to bless Israel. I want to be somebody who follows what the Lord has called us to do and bless Israel. I want to bless Israel tangibly. If I can go and give blood, I will go and give blood. If I'm able to send finances, I want to send finances. If I can plant a tree, I want to plant a tree. If I can physically go and give my tourism dollars, which is one of the greatest sources of income in their economy, I want to go and give my tourism dollars. I want to pray. I want to bless Israel, and I hope that the God in you compels you to do the same, compels you to bless Israel tangibly, in meaningful ways. I want to ask that you will consider taking whatever platform you have built through social media, through Twitter, through Facebook, even Instagram, any social platform that you have, Google+, if you have a social platform, I encourage you, be part of the solution in blessing Israel. Simply post positive comments about, I support Israel, I stand with Israel. I'd love it if you'd tag us when you do that. I'd love it if you'd come to our page and put it on there, tweet at me. I'd love to be a part of you blessing Israel, and it's encouraging when I see that. Please join with us as we stand with Israel. Can you do that? Until next time, God bless and shalom.